I have a patient who is 550 pounds. Think about that for a minute. 550 pounds. That's four of me. Okay, that's a lot. Uh, I evaluated this patient yesterday. I'll call him John. That's not his real name, but I have to give him a pseudonym. I get to his house. He's still in his room. He's not ready, even though I told him I was going to come in the morning. But, that's part of the job. And so he comes out, and he's sitting on one of those bariatric wheelchairs. Those really wide one. Not a wheelchair, it was a walker. It was like four wheels with a seat in the middle. And he takes up the whole seat and more. Like, his body is overflowing. I'm not saying this to fat shame him. Fat shaming's a totally different topic. It's wrong. And sure, it doesn't really help anything. But I was thinking the other day, and I think this a lot in my job. What were the steps that this guy took to reach that point? He wasn't born that way, right? He's only 47, 48. He's been on disability for 15 years. And I don't know his whole background, so I don't want to be quick to judge and say, oh, he's just a glutton. That's a really poor argument. And I don't know. He has low thyroid, so that doesn't help any matters. If my thyroid were low, I'd gain a bunch of weight too. Not like that, but I was just thinking, what did he do to get to that point? He had to make at least one or two bad decisions on the way. And in the end, our whole life is just a series of decisions that we make every day. Even the most mundane, even when we think we're not making decisions, we're making decisions. And this is what I call the decision tree, right? So at the bottom, not the tree, the pyramid, at the bottom, you have all these mundane decisions. And then you have more important decisions. And then you have more important decisions. And then you have those decisions, those pivotal decisions that you make that change your whole life. So like, who do you get married to? Which school do you go to? Which job do you take? Those are big ones. Choosing which flavor of ice cream to have, that's a pretty mundane decision. But it can still affect you, right? But this guy, even though he's had some setbacks and some injuries and some medical issues, certainly part of it is his fault, right? Maybe it's just like 20% his fault or 30% his fault. But in the end, like, he made some choices, and the people around him probably aided him too. He's not alone in this. Another thing I thought when I saw this guy is, I think I have it hard, but I really don't. I can't imagine being that large. Every day is a struggle for him. Just leaving his bedroom, and there's a step between the bedroom and the rest of the house, is a struggle. If he wants to go anywhere, it's like this overwhelming task, right? I think the heaviest I ever was 25 kilograms higher than what I wanted to be. And I thought I was big, but even then I could walk, I could work, I could go places. I just had no self-esteem at the time. And I was ashamed that I had let myself get to that point. But this guy, we're talking 250 kilos, 550 pounds, something like that. So if you think you have it hard, just think about that guy. And if you think you have it hard, find somebody who's dealing with something worse. Talk to a cancer patient. Talk to somebody who lost a limb. Talk to a guy who's 550 pounds. Okay, you don't have it that hard. I don't have it that hard. And finally, the last thing I thought was, how is this guy going to get to where he wants to go? He told me during the evaluation that he's 550 and he wants to get down to 300. And once he gets down to 300, if he ever does, he wants to go back to work. He's on disability right now. That's another thing. He's on disability. It's like, what does he have to do? What does he wake up and think about? It's just, that's the value of work. It gives us something to do anyway. So that's his goal. Wants to go walk. Wants to live a normal life. I can't blame him for that. But I was thinking, that is a mountain to climb, right? 550 all the way down to 300, 250 pounds. So if you're struggling with 20 or 30 pounds, imagine 250 pounds. The one thing he has in his favor is that those first 50 or 100 pounds are relatively easy. Because all he needs to do is modify his diet a little bit. Say no a couple times a week. He could easily lose 100 pounds in a year without really trying. So first, it's those initial pounds that are easy to lose. It's those last like 10 or 20 that are really a struggle because your body's fighting you. But think about losing 250 pounds. And even then, he's going to be at 300. And he's only 5'9", 5'10". He would still be considered obese at that point. Really, he should be like 180. If he were going to be lean, 170, 180. So he's got really 350 or 400 pounds to lose. That's a mountain, right? But if I were him, here's what I do. I just focus on one pound at a time. If you're at 550 today, aim for 549 next week. Aim for 548 the next week, 547, 546. And you just chip away. If you lost 50 pounds a year for the next 8 years, he'd get to his point. The problem is always starting, because when you look at that mountain in front of you, you don't want to start. Because then you have to start saying no. You have to deny yourself. You can't do what you want to do. So I feel for him. I really do. My life could be a lot worse. He said something interesting too. And I asked him, during the evaluation, I said, are you on a weight reduction program? Talking about somebody's weight is always a sensitive topic, but I'm a healthcare worker. I have to talk about it, right? And he said, well, I'm trying to. I said, and I was thinking, there's no try. You either do it or you don't. And I commend effort, right? Trying is better than doing nothing, but in the end, you either lose the weight or you don't, right? It's like what Yoda said. There is no try. There's either do or don't do, something like that. I haven't seen Star Wars in so long, but he said, I'm trying, but it's a battle. It's a battle for everybody, right? He's 550 pounds, and his brain is still fighting it. You would think his brain would give him a little slack. Like, okay, we're 550 pounds. We're nowhere near starvation. He could probably eat nothing for 2 years and survive. But his brain, even at that level, even at that weight, his brain is telling him to eat more and to not lose weight. That's a brain out of whack. And this is my point. That if you can control your brain and the decisions that you make, you're going to live a good life. If you let your brain just do whatever it wants, you're not. And that's really the battle we all face every day, right? Doing what we want to do, versus doing what our brain wants us to do. And it's never going to be easy. It's going to be the epic battle that you fight. Do you do things that are good for the future, or do you do things that benefit you now? Right. So I just wanted to share that with you. A lot of interesting points. Remember, you have it a lot easier than you think. I have it a lot easier than I think. I think my problems are insurmountable. Think about the 550-pound patient. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. If you haven't already, don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you never miss a video. I'm going to make more videos in my mobile office. See you next time. And if you haven't already, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. See you next time.